Also, let's not forget the New Finder newspaper, now under the Z Multimedia umbrella, delivering insightful journalism with a business focus. Join us on the journey where innovation meets inspiration, where lifestyle meets leisure, and where business thrives. Change is here. Z Multimedia, your lifestyle, leisure, and business platform.
Sunset 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody. Sunset 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody. Tell everybody. Sunset 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody.
Well, Akwaba, Ghana,
2 p.m.
and to all our friends who are listening to us from the continent of the world, we say, oh, Baken. Well, welcome to another exciting edition of Roots and Routes on Z101.9 FM. My name is Nii Ayi Solomon. Well, if today is the very first time you're listening to us, well, you're always connecting with me on Z101.9 FM between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Well, on the show today, the show promises to be exciting. So wherever you're listening to us, we are just so excited to have you join us today. Well, this is the show where tourism meets storytelling and culture also meets conversation.
Everybody. Tell everybody.
Well, so now picture this. You're actually you're online, dreaming about your next adventure, and suddenly Ghana pops up. Oh, you start seeing things like Cape Coast Castle, you start seeing Blue Waterfalls, you start seeing Osu nightlife, and of course, the smiling faces that greet you at the airport with the name Akwaba. But there's a big question here.
Tell everybody. Saturday from 1 p.m.
Well, the question is, how do we as a country organize all these amazing experiences into one seamless marketplace for tourists and locals alike?
Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Well, today on the show, I couldn't think of a better person to help me unpack all this, but I actually have a very, 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 very important person in the studio. And of course, a man who is shaping the future of tourism in Ghana, a marketing strategist, an academic, and actually a thought leader. On the program with me today, I have Professor Kobby Mensah. Charlie, this name, it is a big name. He's not an associate professor. He is a full professor of marketing. Well, together we will explore how this new tourism actually meets the whole reset agenda. We're basically going to look at the role of stakeholders and how the tourism marketplace could change the way we sell tourism to the world. And trust me, you don't want to miss this journey. If there's anybody who knows me better, it's Professor Kobby Mensah. You would not understand. Well, we are just so excited to have Prof in the studio with us today. Because there's a lot of conversations to have today. There's a lot of things to talk today. Basically, we want to look at the whole tourism space, And I like what Prof is doing at GTDC Ghana Tourism Development Company. I really, really do like what Prof is doing there. And that is why today we've actually begged him, Prof, Charlie, take some small time and let's have some small discussion on this matter. So we shall talk about the reset agenda at the Ghana Tourism Development Company.
From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
I like to go for my short music break. And then when I come back, we would today look at our destination deep dive, and I'm going to talk to you about a particular place that you know in Ghana, but you don't know that a lot of beautiful things happens there. Okay, enjoy this spot of music. We'll be back.
You're tuned in to Z 101.9 FM, your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
And of course, those who know my WhatsApp line also 054-114-6122, you can also do that. So today on our destination deep dive, we journey through Ghana's hidden gem and vibrant spaces. Today we are actually heading straight to the heart of Accra's nightlife, beyond the bright light of Oxford Street, to a place where most people know, but where a place that actually brings the city calm to life. Well, on our destination deep dive on the show today, I am basically looking at the Osu night life. How many of you have heard of Osu night market? Have you actually gone to the Osu night market to see what happens there? Well, the Osu Night Market is actually a place that is tucked away behind the Oxford Street in Osu. The market is actually a small space, but always buzzing with energy. It's not a polished or a tourist design space, but it's actually exactly what you're looking for. It has the charm, it's raw, it's authentic, and it's full of life. Well, the market is actually a street paradise where you can find foods like kinky with fried fish and pepper. You can also find kelewele. Yeah, I have a friend who says, Charlie, I love kelewele. And this guy is from Zimbabwe. He's been living in Ghana for a very long time now. You can also find grilled tilapia with banku, fufu with light soup, and jollof rice. I have a friend, his name is Kojo. He lives in London, but every time he's in Ghana, he never would. The guy is always at Osu Night Market. The guy likes the evening watching. Of course, you also find some snacks, some fruits, and some drinks at the Osu Night Market. But the market actually comes alive mostly after dark, often between 6 p.m. till late night. It's actually a place where you can have some wonderful laughter. And it's a space where locals, expats, and tourists actually mix freely, everyone digging into one food or another and sharing some interesting stories. So unlike your restaurants or your big events, the Osu Night Market also offers immersion. It offers cultural immersion, the chance to eat, and also, just know what it feels to be authentically Ghanaian. So wherever you're listening to us from the continent of the world, when you visit Ghana, and I'm talking about the city of Accra, one of the places you want to spend your evening, and also, trying to sample some street food, I encourage you to go to the Osu Night Market. This is a space where Professor Kobby Mensah knows very well. And when he does his Accra at night, is one of the biggest spots or places he takes his tourists to. I'm sure on the show he's basically going to talk about that. Prof.
Dr. Nii Ayi Solomon.
It
sounds so sweet, eh? Good afternoon.
Yeah, it sounds good in my ears,
It sounds amazingly good. To cast my mind back to being my class rep in level 400.
Yes.
Riding up onto my MPhil class.
Yes.
And to a PhD and to having finished.
Yes.
Come on, man.
It's been a journey.
You've done well. Congratulations. That's the spirit.
Thank you.
I always say that growing up in Nitakradi, there was this boat, canoe name that says "Suffer to Gain."
Uh-huh.
And I think at some point I wrote a piece about how that influenced my life.
Right.
And it's exactly the kind of story you have.
Yes.
Suffer to gain.
I'm telling you, Prof, it's been a long journey. You know me very well.
Of
So
course.
it's been
Nii Ayi, my class rep.
transitioning
Now,
to a
Dr.
PhD.
Nii Ayi Solomon.
It is not easy, cry. But Prof, why do you like night
Yeah.
market? Why do you like the Osu night market? I see that
You
it
know,
features on your Accra City tour at night.
See, apart from everything else,
Yes.
it reminds me of my village, Nii Ayi. There's this woman who does eto. You know eto? Eto is what you would call banku, generally, as people know as banku, you know. Obviously, I suppose all of us in Ghana, we have our kind of kenke.
Yes.
If kenke is the English word,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
kondo, right?
Yeah.
The Evers have akple, right?
Yes.
The Gans have Ga kenke, which
Yes,
usually
we do.
we call it the kenke.
Yeah, or
right?
komi.
Or komi, yeah,
Yeah.
komi. Obviously, in Chi, you say,
Etu.
no, you say banku.
Oh, okay.
In Fantiland, we
Yeah.
call it eto.
Etu.
And we have different forms of the dough kind of food. We have eto, we have intel,
Yeah.
and then we have the other one, the most delicious one, but the most scarce,
Yeah.
is called fom fom.
Fum.
Yeah.
That's the first time I'm hearing this.
Yeah, Charlie, go down there in the Western land. There you
Right.
get to the fom fom is from the hunters, and it's I whenever I think about fom fom, I think about my dad. That's his staple.
Right.
My dad can eat fom fom in the morning, the afternoon,
Yeah,
the evening,
yeah.
and it's basically good also for convalescents. You know, people who are recovering because the taste, the way it is.
Is it what the Ghan people call agidi?
I don't know the Ghana
It's like
version.
it's put in
But-
a green leaf.
Yes,
and it's
yes,
white.
yes.
We call it agidi.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
pound
we
it.
call it
We
agidi.
pound it in the palm. You know the palm nut thing that we palm. We pound for
If you're
palm nut
preparing-
soup.
Yeah, if you're preparing
Yes,
palm nut, yeah.
that's how we prepare fom
Okay,
fom. We prepare
okay.
fom fom in that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
You know, look, it is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
You can imagine with your fom with your pepper.
Yeah.
You know, with tomatoes in it and things, and then with your fried fish. Now, even the fried fish, let me be specific. With your what do you call octopus?
Oh my God.
And you say so.
For sure.
You know, so when we go to Osu Market and when we're having the Accra by night,
Yeah.
there has to be a stop at Osu Night Market because I can experience my eto there, and everybody else can experience, sample the kind of Ghanaian dishes.
Yeah.
Look, it's so amazing, and if you haven't been, please try and be on Accra by
Right,
night.
right,
You will
right.
sample the
Yeah,
foods.
I mean, for those of you who have not experienced Accra City Tour at night, I mean, it's actually something that is organized by
Fabulous.
the Ghana Tourism
Fabulous.
Development Company, and you should see it. You know, we are happy to have the CEO himself here today to talk about it. But Prof, let's go into the big conversation. I mean, it hurts so much that I missed it because I was supposed to
For
have
a good
moderated
reason.
it. Yeah,
For a good reason.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you needed to
yeah.
pay attention.
But I mean, I heard a lot of industry players, stakeholders who gave
I'm
you
grateful.
a lot of pats at the back for what you're doing at GTDC. But the question then is that why the reset agenda, and what exactly does it mean, and why now?
I'll narrow it to myself. I mean, the broader reset agenda propounded by His Excellency, John Mahama, is for a good reason. We have deteriorated, and I'm not just saying it. A lot of people agree that we have deteriorated to a level where we needed to sit back, reflect, and push in new energy.
Yeah.
And if I relate it to my agency, you and I know for a fact
Yeah.
that consciousness is
Yeah.
needed for GTDC.
Right.
I am not going to mince words. It's not the burst of situation that we found ourselves at GTDC to the level that staff morale is completely nil. Now, I tell people that as a business school student, as someone who has done business, I've been a business student right from St. Augustine's College.
Right.
I mean, well, everybody thought I was going to be a science student, like most so-called brilliant students.
Yeah.
People think, from primary school, everybody thought that as for, Albert, that's what they used to call me in primary school. I'm going to be.
Most of us don't know you are called Albert.
I've hated it. know. So obviously, St. Augustine's College thought I could do something else, and I love it.
Yeah.
That sometimes people who can see, further can tell you what probably could. So yeah, I went into business, obviously PhD, did some kind of political science, journalism, bit and pieces, and put it together, political marketing. So, but I've been business student through and through, and I love it. Now, for an institution not to have a revenue handle, and it's just not an institution, it's a company limited, not to have a revenue handle, you would ask yourself, how possible?
Yeah.
You definitely cannot exist without a revenue handle. And that's the situation we found ourselves.
Something that is plugging money
exactly.
every time.
That's exactly what we found ourselves. So staff were literally doing nothing. All right. So I had to reflect and say, okay, what can we do? And that's how come the president's reset rings so well in our ears in most institutions like mine. We needed that reset. And so when I talk about reset, I'm not just saying it because it was a campaign message. It's absolutely operational.
Right.
So we needed to sit down and think about projects, things that we can do to really change the fortunes of GTDC, but also to a very large extent, to impact on the fortunes of the tourism industry. Right. And I particularly said that we need systems, We have programs, amazing, but you need systems to ground the programs in order that it can be sustainable. And that has been my sort of a mission, really. So that's why
I have a message here from a friend of mine. Her name is Kukwa. She says, tell Prof that I really admire him so much and the work he's doing at GTDC. So it looks like a lot of people
I'm so grateful.
People are looking at you.
And that is actually gives me the pump-up spirit.
The pump-up.
Aunt Stella, let me say shout out to Aunt Stella, Pinto.
Aunt
Stella. I've known Aunt Stella from Cito days, MNJ Travel and Tours.
Yeah.
And she sent me early morning message. I said, I've had the briefings and everybody's saying there's something good you're doing. We want to be part of it. And I love that. Thank you so much, Aunt Stella, for that.
Auntie Stella is the one who trained me.
Yeah.
I worked for Auntie Stella for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So Upstart was from when I finished. No, I was actually in level 200, Cape Coast Technical University. And then she said, come and work with me. Till I came to Legon. I left when I was second year of my MPhil.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, for 9 years. For 9 years. So Auntie Stella is my mother.
I mean, I've known industry people, these are giants in the industry. People think that I'm just coming to tourism. Look, that was my first love, man.
I see.
I was the one who was opening the Cito clubs on campuses. Wesley Girls, Infanta Pim, St. Augustine's College.
This is what a lot of people don't know.
1999, 2000.
Wow. When people think about you, Prof, like the first thing that comes in mind is like the Destination Legon thing
of
you
course,
do with us. I mean, when I was undergrad student, and that fair was like huge.
Absolutely.
And massive.
Look, before Destination Legon, in 1999, 2000, we did what we call Pan-African Student and Youth Festival, Cyfest. We call it Cyfest then. At the time, I think 2000, 2001, Osei Kweku, who was the youth minister for youth and sports, we started it. And he said we should go to Egypt. I said, no, we are organizing our own Pan-African Student and Youth Festival. That time, we had gone to see Reverend Cohen, Panafest.
Yeah.
Rabbi. Yeah, Rabbi, to speak to him. They inspired me.
Wow.
And we organized. In fact, Asekweku and Nkrabia Ifadate. Nkrabia Ifadate was asking me, Adi am a person with the company, person who here That's what ideas they float. The one who does first is the one who does. So we did it in secondary Takra. It was amazing.
Right.
And at the time, I remember Papo Sankuma was the one who opened it. He couldn't believe we could put it up.
Wow.
And that's where the spirit of the pump up is coming from. So Destination Legon isn't the kind of time that I've started. Look, I've started these things when I was young, and we pulled it off, bringing people from Uganda, Nigeria. Look, it was a big Pan-African, conference.
Right. Now, Prof, for someone who is listening to us, who does not know what GTDC is, the Ghana Tourism Development Company, can you tell them what it is so that they can connect to this conversation we are having, and then also talk more about like this whole big tourism stakeholder event that was organized by GTDC and why that conversation was necessary?
Ghana Tourism Development Company, we've been mandated to go out there to do commercial tourism on behalf of government. And when I say commercial tourism, I mean that we have to create product and services and sell it, all right, or market it for people to buy, for government. And then also part of our mandate says that we need to ensure development and investment in the tourism space. And so basically we supposed to do these things as commercial entity would do. All right. Why? Because at the time, early days, and when I say early days, I'm talking about the 72 when it was hived off from the GTB then. Government wanted to get into the space of private sector driving tourism, but there wasn't that capacity. Ghana has built recently private sector capacity, all right? When we talk about middle class, it wasn't there. And so government has to do that. For me, it was to chart the course for tourism, from the private sector. So GTA then could do the regulatory bit and do the promotion, etc. So go out there and then bring people and then charge money, all right?
Right.
And that's what we can charge. We can curate tourism product and we can charge as a commercial entity. So our mandate was clear, all right? Go get money from private, to government, obviously ensure investment, ensure, development, ensure infrastructure into the system, all right? Now, that is the mandate. When I came into the office with my management team, I thought that we have to spell out the mandate in an operational version so that it makes it much more clearer. So we broke it down into four, what we call the four strands or four strategic strands, i.e. investment, development and investment in technology and innovation, investment and development in physical infrastructure, investment and development in what we call human capital, investment and development in what we call cultural assets.
Right.
All right. So it gives us a much more clearer view of going forward. All right. Resetting, the stage. Now, in my view and from my experience, I realized that what we can tackle immediately is the first, investment and development in technology and innovation. Why? Because investment and development in human capital, Hot Cat is there. That has a sole mandate, all right, to train people, etc. But then, of course, because we are much more of a commercial arm, we can still do the same thing, but for example, in consultation or in collaboration with Hot Cat, all right? Yeah. But again, that one, you need money. You need some kind of resources to do that, So I realized that because of our challenges, and I wouldn't kid anybody, look, we don't have anything at GTDC, all right? So I had to use, again, come back to the classroom, bricolage.
Yeah,
bricolage.
Yeah.
You know who is doing the thesis bricolage, right?
I know.
So I read William's work, and I say, oh, come on, put it in operation, all right?
Yeah.
So William says bricolage means do with what you have to create wealth, all right? That's entrepreneurship theory.
Yeah.
I say, okay, what do I have? I have staff, I have this, I have students who are into technology, who can actually do this. So when my guys, so when my guys called me and said, "Oh, Prof, we can help you do the things that you've been talking about," and I said, "Why not?" So we chanced on it, and then we developed these platforms. Now, we have done the numbers and know that if these platforms work, quarter, we can make about $1 million.
Okay, Prof, even before we go in there, I still want us to talk about the mandate because I see that you are actually revising the mandate.
Yes, especially to make it clearer.
Yes. So can you explain what has changed? I know that you perhaps
Yeah, nothing has changed. It's the clarity.
Okay.
Because you see, when people hear, and I say that there were comments that I heard that I thought that clarity was necessary. All right. Somebody, when we did Accra lunch by night, somebody says, "Oh yeah, it's good thing, but that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do infrastructure development." Then I say, "Hang on, what does that English mean?" All right. Don't forget, I'm from St. Augustine College.
Yeah.
So I said, no. Look, when you say infrastructure, it does not necessarily mean physical structure. And that's what people think. People think that when you say infrastructure, when you say investment, you mean put up a hotel, put up a tourism site, put up this. No, infrastructure simply means support system. That's English, right? Okay, what are some of the support systems I can give or GTDC can give to the tourism sector? I can give marketing support. So now I'm seeing GTDC as the marketing department of the entire tourism industry.
Okay. But
that if I get up in the morning, we can promote hoteliers, we can promote restaurant, we can promote car rental, we can promote. How can I do that? I can use digital, all right, digital marketing. I can use technology. So I said, okay, build what I call the platform, which is the infrastructure. Come in with what I call the strategies level 2, and then a backbone. You have a game to change. All right. So but the clarity was necessary.
But how does this tie into the overall reset agenda for GTDC?
Of course, the president says ensure Black Star experience of 360. How many days? 365 days, 7 days in a week, and what? 24 hours. Whenever somebody sets foot in Ghana, they must experience that quality of tourism that we would give in December, as we have been known, right? So don't box Ghana into December.
Yeah.
The Ghana tourism must respond to anybody's needs. Exactly. What does that mean? I can have a digital infrastructure that actually can sell Ghana 365 days.
That everybody from anywhere can plug in.
Absolutely. Okay. That's how I set into the reset agenda.
So in terms of stakeholder engagement, what outcome are you basically looking at with this new marketplace?
Okay, so we wanted to tell the stakeholders that we are building with you. It's a co-production, all right?
Co-creation.
Co-creation. We're not saying we are all knowing and no, but we need to start somewhere. What I've realized that seeing is believing. You know, usually when you're talking ideas to people, two things: either they're not saying it as you say it, or they're not believing. I was told by Dr. Yamike that in Ghana there's a incomplete spirit, and I took that advice, and I loved it. He said, "Prof, be mindful of the spirit of incomplete in Ghana. People start and they don't finish. So sometimes people don't trust."
And good afternoon to you, Dr. Nyamike.
The president of the Ghana Hotels. Yes. Amazing guy. And he's an APSU as well, right?
Oh, I see. I like him very much.
Absolutely. Very, very idea man, you know. So he tells me that. I said, on the backdrop of that, you know, when you're saying your vision to people, one, because of so many disappointments, they might not have full confidence. All right. Two, they might not see it the way you're saying it. And three, they might not think that you have the competencies to. So it's always good to set the base. Then you can inch them out at a trust level. All right. Now they can have confidence in it and they can follow your track. All right. They can actually give you that pump up spirit. So we needed to do that and then get the stakeholders and say, guys, this is the trajectory that we have to move, and it's necessary. And everybody agreed that it's necessary. So now we're collecting the feedbacks and making that a response to each and everybody's needs and aspirations for the industry. And that's why the stakeholder engagement was necessary.
But if I look at on the model 1 of the documents that you shared with me, I see that the first is about secure and verified registration. That's right. Now, why is the registration so critical in building trust and credibility in this particular marketplace?
Absolutely. Fraud issues. You know, digital is a very serious place. A lot of things are going on. We need to be mindful. And so for us to really gain the confidence of the participants on the platform, we need a very thorough registration, all right? Registration based on existing structures, existing systems. So we're saying that to register, we need Ghana card, to ensure that you're the fit and proper person. Obviously, we need your business certifications. We need all the compliances that are necessary to ensure confidence in the system, all right, so that we can safeguard the systems and we can actually let people's confidence be high. Don't forget, we're going to have payment plugins, etc. So you need a certain highest level of. That's why both the consumers or the vendors and then the consumers need to register,
Right.
in order that we can track people.
So this
if we
is
need
more
to.
like you're creating a digital hub.
It's an OTA.
Where it's an OTA, okay,
Yeah.
where all the various tourism products are
Absolutely.
all lined up.
Absolutely,
in that
including what Kofi said, Eric of Hotcat. He says, don't forget sector services.
Right.
We didn't have that earlier. And that's why the beauty of stakeholder engagement. I said, that's true. So we'll put in sector services, training in hospitality, etc. We'll put it in.
Yeah. Have you considered putting tour guides there as well?
Absolutely, they're there.
Okay.
Tour.
Okay.
But there was a debate. There was a heated argument.
Okay.
The tour guide says that we have to put the guide in the tour because they didn't see, because the one of the modules, you have tour there, which is critical part of our thing. And we said, tour, everybody in the tour, whether you're a tour guide or a tour company, you are part of the tour. But they said they want to see tour guide. That's okay. We'll try to do that.
We always fight for what is ours. We always fight for our place.
Yeah.
But what processes or technologies are being used to ensure that vendors and users are properly secured?
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine.
Because especially now that you're making the site transactional.
Yeah.
What are some of the measures?
I mean, we have, I mean, the tech backbone is a very serious tech backbone.
Okay.
All right. Obviously, the typical tech guys are around, and these are University of Ghana guys, right? Eugene and Co, the creative beginning guys. Yeah. But we have Amazon, security systems. I mean, the software that we're actually, deploying. Clearly, you have your HTTPS that actually shows that this is a secure site. All right. Of course, the domain itself, we are thinking about using the .gov.gh, but also there are discussions going on whether we should make it. Currently, it's a gtm.com.gh, but also conversation about using the .gov.gh. Again, that has other implications, so we have to think about it. But you can imagine the backbone, amazing. I mean, these guys have been building softwares for
a long time.
I mean, for Data Bank, Investcorp, Trust Hospital, APSA, Fidelity. Think about them, So these
all
are
the big boys.
These are
but Prof,
guys they know.
There are, in tourism, there is a lot of ancillary services that supports the main product. Are these people who provide some of these ancillary services that usually we cannot do away with? Are they given the opportunity to be on this platform as well to be able to display what it is?
When you did product development in the tourism market, you saw how to create a bundle. Right? Tourism products are a bundle. It's just a combination of
different
products.
things.
Yeah. So you can imagine that you even have MTN there on the platform. Why?
Okay.
Because somebody who comes in, they need a SIM card. All right.
Those
You're gonna
are
have,
some of the ancillary
of course.
services.
Yeah. So you can have. You would see perhaps MTN, AT&T, is it now Tigo, Airtel?
Yeah.
Obviously Telecel on there because you need to have a certain telephone number that is for tourists, all right? Certain mobile plans that are for tourists. Obviously, you're going to have banks there because there are tourism cards, the virtual, ATM cards that tourists would need in order they can spend. So the virtual cards work like, okay, vote a certain amount of money to put on your virtual card, so that people can use in the jurisdiction whilst they're on tour. So you might find banks there, right? There are things like insurance, okay? You have insurance packages for accidents, etc., for tourists, right?
Yeah.
No, I tell people that, obviously in the class, and the difference between the tourist and the citizen is only the convenience bit. All right, we all use the same service. All right, the same hospital facilities, the same restaurants, etc. Just that the tourists should be directed where the services are, whereas the citizens would know or might know exactly where they are. So whatever service that the citizen needs, the tourists need.
Right.
But in a much more convenient, faster way, because they don't have all the 365 days that the citizen has in the country. They're only spending some few moments, with you. So you need to guide them, handhold them in a manner that they can access some of these services conveniently, faster, all right, before they leave.
Well, if you're just listening to us, this is Z101.9 FM. My name is Nii Ayi Solomon, and the show is Roots and Routes. We come to you every Saturday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. in the studio with us today. And of course, having the big conversation about Ghana Tourism Development Companies. The CEO himself, Professor Kobby Mensah, is right here with us. Well, they've created a very beautiful tourism product, and OTA, which is the online travel portal, where everybody who is coming to Ghana can go just plug in and check all the things we have in our destination. And this conversation is very important because we are beginning to receive so many tourists in our destination, and sometimes, some of these things are very, very necessary. Prof, I do have a question here for you. This coming from Jojo from Dansoman. He says that wouldn't this OTA actually take tour operators out of business? Because if somebody can book direct tours and everything on the platform, is that not taking the tour operator out of business?
Why?
So
I mean, we've had a booking.coms, all these while.
Expedias.
Yeah, but
everything.
we have still Thompsons, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, Thompsons are still operating.
Right.
So no, it's not about taking people out of business. It's about enhancing their work. It's about bringing more competition. It's about bringing more innovation. All right. So you have the tour companies setting up tours. All right. Online.
So on the portal, would you find like different tour companies? They're like After Tours,
so you're gonna have
all these
Nii Ayi tours.
Okay.
After you're gonna have Yvonne
Land
Land
Tours,
Tours, all
these
those
people
ones there.
are there.
All right.
Right.
Now the competition is now on quality of service delivery and pricing, isn't it? So if you're organizing a tour to Asim Manso, so this in your bouquet, you have Asim Manso, you have Elmina, you have so and so, you have this and so. In my bouquet as a competitor, I also have those. Yeah. But how much are you pricing yours vis-a-vis mine? And then again, which tour guide are you using vis-a-vis mine? And do people? So you're gonna have a profile of tour guides. Tell you. So if you click on Nii Ayi as a tour guide on the platform, you read Nii Ayi's resume and you find Nii Ayi as a tour guide for Upstar, tour. You're gonna be like, wow, I love this one. So it's about creativity. It's about competition. It's about innovation. It's about all the kind of things that would excite the customer, to choose from one to the other. Yeah. Look, we cannot do the way we did things, those days. Yeah. Things have moved on and we have to move on. For me, and I always tell people, I welcome competition. Yeah. For me, the idea is always like, bring it on. Yeah. Because if I feel that I'm a lecturer in marketing and I feel that I'm a top-notch lecturer, if a new person is coming into the department, I shouldn't say, oh, don't employ them. Why? No, I'm going to say, well, I know that I'm the reference point, all right? I have the most compelling way of teaching. Yeah. I'm not going to say, because I teach marketing, don't employ. Then how would you get a job after you've gained your doctorate? Exactly. Yeah. You're going to come to the department and say, oh, hi, Prof, I'm joining you. Oh, wow, fantastic, welcome. Yeah. Bring it on. Yeah. So it's not about taking anybody out of competition.
Yeah,
it's about
let me even ask. So, for example, on the portal, and I do understand where the tour guides are coming from. Do you have like a space where you have different profiles of different tour guides there, such that if I'm coming to Accra, I don't need a tour. I just want to do a quick city tour. Maybe I have them on my own car, but I need a tour guide to be with me.
Absolutely.
I can go there and book for a tour
guide. We verify, yes. Everybody logs in. You sign up. That's why registration is there. You sign up. The system give you overview of yourself. So you give your profile. You are this, you are that. You've done this tours, you have done this tours, etc. Then you put in all your necessary information. We verify you with your compliances. We have to make sure that you are registered with GTA, you are registered with Tour Guides Association. You go through all those compliances. If you haven't got those compliances, we don't verify you.
Okay.
You see? But if you have got all those compliances, then you are verified. So the customer, the visitor, has opportunity to read your profile, the tours you've done, how many, or whatever, see your stars, etc., and then says that I want to book Nii Ayi. And then they will
How does
on.
GTDC benefit from all this?
Yeah, surcharge. So we're going to surcharge a nominal figure.
Right.
And I have always used the word one city. All right. So if you
Per booking.
Yeah, per booking. If you book with city, we charge a nominal figure of one city. If you use if you are coming from America, you are using dollar, we charge you $1. If you are British, we charge you £1. So far, that's what we've conceived. Of course, we're still in conversation to see whether that's how the pricing should be. But in the meantime, that's what I can see.
Okay.
Now, for the vendors, we're saying it's free. Because GTD is responsible for providing infrastructure. So we're encouraging everybody to be on free of charge. We're not charging you. Booking.com is taking a lot of money from our people. Why must we continue to give money out when we have technology, we have expertise, etc., to do that? And it doesn't also mean that you don't have to use Booking.com. It's a free market. Ghana is a free market.
Yeah.
But we believe when we start giving the value,
Believe this will give them more value for money.
why not? And the market will speak by itself, because I know players who have been charged like $10,000, $8,000 a year by Booking.com. All right. If we can give you the same kind of services, exposure, etc., and get you the market, why must you still pay that amount of money?
And what about your dashboard? Is it easy for your stakeholders to be able to maneuver through, to upload their things, their photos,
Absolutely.
and do all their changes?
It's a WYSIWYG. What you see, what you get. We have a fantastic platform dashboard that gives you everything. In fact, it's self-tutoring. Like, you don't have to stress. We're actually developing even a guidebook, all right, videos, so that it can walk you through how to do your registration, etc. All right, but I can promise you. I mean, Nii, I have brought the literature into this, right? So you know me. I've brought the literature into this.
Right.
The terms, all right.
Yeah.
Technology adoption model tells you that if you have a very complicated system, adoption is low, isn't it?
Yeah, very low.
Yeah. So I brought the terms into doing this, and I've measured them one by one. Yeah, of course. So you can be rest assured. But the literature is in this development.
When academics meet, you can't just say anything.
Yeah.
There must be some literature somewhere.
Of course, the literature is in it.
Prof, but from your perspective, what role do you think businesses, the communities, and tourists themselves play in making this marketplace a success?
Participation. We've got to participate in it. I have been in the industry since 1999. I told you, I've seen how, and I asked myself one question: why should CETO, of all businesses, that is very much youth-oriented, not be here when we are talking about social media? You understand what I mean? CETO, MNJ, CETO was the go-to for youth tourism. All right. Of course, Upstairs and Co were there, but I'm sure they can attest to the fact that CETO was a reference point. Why should CETO not here? We need to innovate. Yeah. We need to look forward. All right. And that's why I think that we have to participate. And I'm going to encourage participation by working with the industry people, by working with the stakeholders. That way I can encourage them. I can give them perspectives of how, because mind you, I'm just a government appointee. Yeah. I would leave. Yeah. But am I happy seeing an industry that is not growing, that is not developing, that is not innovating? No. We've said it in class several times and have been complaining. Yeah. Now the president says, well, you're complaining, come and show me how to do it. Yeah. All right? And I'm glad to help the president achieve the kind of vision he has for this country. And that's what I'm about to do.
Let's talk about sustainability. I mean, it was one question that came up during the launch of the event. How are you, or what are you doing to be able to sustain this beyond you, so that let's say NDC stays in power for maybe 4 years or 8 years, and then somebody takes over GTDC after 8 years of what you build. How sustainable is this particular product?
It's a system, isn't it?
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
as I mentioned to you, when I came, there was nothing. I'm struggling to even pay salaries. So if you take over and that system is giving $1 million,
Yeah.
all right, it's giving you $1 million.
You wouldn't abandon it.
Would you?
No,
No. You know, so my attitude to things is that nothing is sustainable if it's not systemized.
Yeah.
All right. This is a system, has, you know, you sit there and then you plug in this, and it's doing this for you. All right. It's not a program. Programs wither. Systems stay.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, somebody says that this system is archaic and I want a different system. Fine. But for sustainability, systems are sustainable.
Yeah.
And profitable systems
Yeah.
are sustainable.
Yeah.
So if the thing is yielding you money and you think that, oh, I still don't want it because it was developed in the during the time of NDC, hooray! You know, I suppose somebody might think it's good for them to continue. They can take it up somewhere.
Right.
But so I'm not really, you know, it's sustainable. But
I do actually understand the OTA space very well because when Expedia was in Ghana first, I used to work for Upstar Tours, and Upstar was the local representative of Expedia in Ghana. I would dare to say that a lot of the hotels that are on Expedia today, I signed quite a number of them. The OTA space is choked now. There are several travel agencies. On top of my head, I think of Expedia, Booking.com, Agoda, Hotelopia. Lastminute.com. Lastminute.com. I have a very good friend, Simon Wago, who also have Travel Afrique. You know, Travel Afrique is huge because they are targeting Africa. They have all the hotels, restaurants, tour guides, everything on that platform. You are about to compete with this giant. You know, what marketing strategies and stuff have you put in place to be able to make your portal very relevant, that a lot of tourists, regardless of where they are coming from, can book their travel experience in Ghana on your portal? Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure people would really know that once a professor in marketing, certainly you know all these people. I mean, I have grown in the industry, just like as you.
Yeah.
I started at Cito. Expedia and Co were not there. All right. I remember very well, you know, when I was doing my master's, and you can guess when I started my master's degree, 2002.
Wow.
Expedia and Co were not there. In fact, these OTAs had been when I had even done tourism and gone. So my perspectives of these things are absolutely top notch, right? And I'm not boasting, it is the fact. Now, Expedia doesn't speak your language. Why am I saying that? Expedia has no Momo. And I think Abeku made this fantastic point when we were actually discussing these things. Expedia will take your Visa cards, but they won't take your Momo card, will they? Yeah, they won't take Momo payment. They don't know Momo. Exactly. Now, Expedia, I don't think, really understand Asem Manso in order that they can create enchanting content to promote Asem Manso to. Which of these would come to promote, let's say, Dr. Nyamike's hotel? They won't. I mean, you are just there, static, and they are taking their money as people. They will use their algorithms to sort of show up, but will they promote Ghana? No. Expedia is here. Booking.com is here. Yet when you type Ghana, all right, you're going to have a lot more of the corruption stories that is being reported by the media houses like yours coming up than tourism-related messages, isn't it? Now, again, one of my PhD students, Dominic, Dominic Handel did the destination image management, right? Thesis that I also supervised. Now, we talk about, you know, how do you manage destination image? And we have what we call the stimulus, the stimulus information sources, right? Which comprises demand sources, supply sources, and autonomous sources. What we mean is that the autonomous sources like radio, TV stations are doing their normal jobs by publicizing what is happening in the country. It's a fact.
Yeah.
You cannot regulate it. You can't say, because we're encouraging tourists to come to the country, don't talk about corruption if there's corruption. Don't talk about chaos in one side of the country if there is, all right? They have to do their job. But it takes the counter supply sources messaging, like Ghana Tourism or the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, or Ghana Tourism Authority or Ghana Tourism Development Company, to project or to actually amplify the good messages about Ghana in order that we can suppress the bad messages about Ghana. Who is going to do that? Expedia is going to do that for you. So my point is that when it comes to image management, remember, it is not transactional. We're not just saying because we want our private sector make money, that's why we're doing Ghana Tourism Marketplace. No. The number one aim is to, how do I ensure that Ghana's image is projected on the internet in order that the tourists and the tourist behavior, as we have seen, first thing they will go and search. I want to go on tour. I want to have a holiday. Holiday in Africa. Where? I have to make sure that that entry, Google entry, Ghana stays number one.
In the SEO.
In the search engine optimization.
Yeah.
All right? Now, how do I do that? A lot of young people are creating content on the digital platforms.
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram. But you see, the literature tells you that it is not, they don't directly translate into SEOs.
No.
Unless they're converted onto the web, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing. So the strategy is not only about getting a certain hotel booked, certain car rental booked, or a certain tour booked. No.
Yeah.
The bigger picture is I need to promote Ghana such a way that wherever the visitor is, wherever the tourist is, when they enter tourism, Ghana stays number one on the Google, what do you call? And that's the big picture, really. So yes, I am very much aware of these OTAs, and these are global OTAs.
Yeah, these are global.
Well, can I compete them? Absolutely top notch. I'm going to send the competition right at the doorstep.
Okay.
So we are building. So I say that we have three-pronged approach. We have infrastructure, we have strategy, and we have a backbone. The strategy, I'm not telling anyone. Okay. Come and see me in China. But of course, the infrastructure is what we built.
Yeah.
The strategy is that we have to have local knowledge.
Yeah.
And we have to take the competition to the global. Why did I call it Ghana Tourism Marketplace, not Africa? So people say, oh, you should have looked further Africa. No, I'm not interested in Africa. I'm interested in Ghana. The president has given mandate to say, come and help me build Ghana. Yeah. That's what I'm interested in. And I'm taking the competition.
I have someone who is tweeting at me with the name, the governor. And he's saying that, well, I'm actually enjoying this conversation. This should have been done long ago. By this time, Ghana should have a travel portal where everybody can come in there and book hotels, everything tourism from the space. So it's laudable that the man in the studio is talking about it. Well, Prof, somebody is saying that Ghana,
thank you. I'm grateful.
Ghana as a country itself should have had
long
an
ago.
OTA
That's what we're doing.
is owned by the country,
that's what
perhaps managed by your outfit or GTA.
That's what we're doing.
But and in the same conversation, I think that when GTA also maybe changed their website to visitghana.com, they started having a lot of traffic there as well. So this is actually a very good thing.
Yeah, I mean, GTA had Visit Ghana. Don't forget, Visit Ghana, the framework is a little bit different. Of course, they had modules, and I suspect that one of their modules was what we're doing. But of course, I was there when it was launched. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Let's be frank, right?
Which one didn't work?
The module that allows people to do the booking.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a different module.
Yeah.
The other modules, which is the licensing bit, obviously they're doing that, right?
But why didn't
I cannot answer that question. I mean, I'm sure Akwesi and Co know some of the reasons.
Yeah. Right.
All right. But I don't think it is a criticism. I suppose the direction that they were going perhaps is not the kind of direction I'm going. All right. And I'm very clear in my direction. I'm saying I need to provide infrastructure to support to the sector, all right, both private sector and the public sector. And that's clearly what I'm doing. And in the end, it should respond, or it should culminate into, the brand image Ghana. And that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, this is Z101.9 FM. We have been talking to Professor Kobby Mensah. They've created a wonderful marketplace, OTA, which is the online travel agency, where a lot of the tourism products you find in the country will be enlisted there. So anybody that is coming in would be able to book their hotels and everything from there. Well, we are almost, it's almost 2 p.m. and we should be wrapping up with the show. But Prof, what are your closing thoughts? And
and it's not only the Ghana Tourism Marketplace, we also have Ghana Tourism Investment Platform.
Yeah, where you have the vehicles and all those things.
Very important because we said that we need, again, one of my mandates is to bring investment into the country. And we say that GTDC is responsible for taking or getting minority equity, in tourism project. So what we're doing is that we're enlisting what we see as one of the biggest portal you're going to have. All the 261 districts, we are mapping out, or we are covering investable tourism areas, all right, and put it on that platform. So that if you're in the US and you want to invest in tourism, you can go to the platform and you can see district by district, region by district, and say, I'm interested in this ecotourism park. I want to invest in it. All right. Yeah. So if you go to investintourism.org, that we have started. Now we have profiled 4 places. In fact, we have profiled about 6 places. But because of our limitation, we are asking people to do their profiling themselves. All right. If you know our tourism area, just check what we have done. We have the guide there, how to profile a tourism space. All right. It's on the downloads. You can take the guide and profile. As we speak, we're going to Savannah. There's a big find. You'll be surprised.
A big what?
A big find.
Okay.
Very ancient find.
Oh, wow.
So we're taking some archaeologists to Savannah.
Nice.
To go and do further checks. They've cordoned the area.
Which area?
I've forgotten the particular place, but we're going there.
I'm excited about it because the Savannah region, usually you only think of
it has a huge potential.
Mole National Park, Larabanga.
It has a huge potential.
And the Mystic Stone.
Yeah, you know about Ndewura Jakpa, right?
Yes, I know.
Look, the find that we are getting, it's amazing. It's a mind-blowing. And so we're asking people, and they have already started. Mm-hmm. And that's how come we saw this. Then we send it to some, archaeologists. They say, hey, let's go and verify properly. So we're going there,
and if it's well verified, GTDC will be the one to manage this particular
it's a
site.
Massive with the region, in collaboration with the region. Right. The regional minister is so enthused, is so passionate about this project. The other people, Professor Wosonu took us to Galosota. It's mind blowing. Right. All right. We've been to Keji.
Yeah, I know Keji.
Keji, the chief took us there.
It's
beautiful.
Prof, this is your first time.
Yeah,
Keji is my village.
I've been to my second time. We went to Prof.
Keta and Keji, especially when you go to Keji.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
Sand.
The sand, it doesn't stick on you.
No.
It's amazing. We'll profile the place. It's on the marketplace. It's on the tourism investment side. And the Kobby is so passionate about us driving investment there. Yeah. So these are things that we're doing. Look, for me, GTDC has to provide the avenue for people to invest. Yeah. So you can sit in Germany and just go onto investintourism.org and look at what we have and say, I'm interested in this ecotourism place. I'm interested in this beach place. I want to invest. And then let's start talking.
And if you ask me, like Udimaya said, the Volta region is actually one of the regions that hasn't been. It's pristine.
It's pristine. Now, every region has their uniqueness. Yes. Every region. Look, Ghana is so endowed that we don't know where to touch. Like, you are spot for choice, right? Yeah. And so that's why I feel that I need to provide that avenue for people to sit in their homes. Yeah. I want to be able to go to the KOU business forum, the business, and show them that, look, we have all these in Ghana. Choose where you want to invest. Yeah. Do you get it?
There's a message from Hansen. It says that, there's a very lovely conversation. I am actually enjoying it. It's beautiful and quite refreshing to know all these things. Well, thank you very much, Hansen, for listening
Thank
to
you.
us. And I mean, one of the places, maybe Prof, I need to, if you have time, I know you're a very busy man, but I need to bring you back on the show for us to
Absolutely.
talk
Anytime.
about Ghana itself, because you know
Whom
the
am
place-
I not to?
one of the places I love so much
Yeah.
is Princess Town.
Fantastic
Cape
place.
3 Points.
Yeah. We're going.
Like you know, like Ghana has this hidden gems that
Yeah.
a lot of time is not promoted.
Nah,
Especially the people who are looking for the off-beaten track tours. They are the people that go to those places. If you go to Nkwanta area, Abrewa Nkor,
Yeah.
Chabobo National Park, how many people go to all these places? you
I
know?
think that GTDC, by the way, is owned by GTA. You know that 40%.
Which one?
GTA owns GTDC 40%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I didn't
So
know.
yeah, the
Oh.
ownership structure.
Oh, I thought GTDC is a whole body on its own.
It-
that is
it's
not
on
owned
its
by-
own, but no. But GTA owns 40%. I believe with the support that we're getting from the ministry,
Yeah.
from GTA, from our partner agencies like Kwame Nkrumah, obviously Ghana National Theatre, all the agencies, the NFA, we're going to do wonders. I'm telling you.
Do you think
Take
that
it from me.
GTDC, with the work you've done in the tourist site like Asim Manso Ancestral Slave River site, do you think that you should hunt for other destinations that you can develop like the way you have turned Asim Manso into a world-class tourist site in Ghana?
Yeah, I feel we need to have the basis first, and that's why systems are important to me. I want to put down systems so they can help us do great things. So for now, I'm not in a hurry to get tour sites. I'm in a hurry to
But
build a
that
system.
will also enhance your revenue model.
I agree, but
Oh.
the systems are rather much more sustainable, and they can give a bigger bucks to develop sites. Do you get it? So because currently, if the GTM goes through, I can increase the revenue for Asim Manso because then you can buy tickets even from the US before you come to
In fact,
Ghana.
it was actually going to be the last conversation I wanted to have with you. Our time is up, but I know that's the last conversation I want to have with you. That
Yeah.
don't you think that with what you're doing with this market space
Yeah.
and with you embracing digitization and everything,
Yeah.
don't you think GTDC can become a pace setter for a lot of the tourist sites to follow, where you can digitize your system at Asim Manso?
Yeah.
People can purchase tickets from Accra
Yeah.
and just go there and show something.
But that's
and
why I'm
still
saying
have
that
the
it's our
tour.
renewed mandate. We're not going to compete. We're not supposed to compete with the private sector. We're supposed to show them the way. You see, so
what's stopping GTDC from becoming the pace setter in this?
that's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. So we're saying that I tell my team that look, our mandate is to help develop tourism and to bring investment. So let's take the steps that we need to take, innovative steps, as a guidebook for the private sector to follow. So we do this, we say this is what we think is the way forward. Come along. This is what we think is the way forward. Come along. So we're not in competition. I
Yeah,
tell people that
because you see the challenge with our tourist sites, and I've been a tour guide for about 15 years,
Yes.
and I don't, not that I'm boasting, but I've done a lot of
course,
the
I know.
big tours,
Yeah.
you know, and I can tell you for a fact that if a tour guide is going on a tour, let's say he's doing multi-city tour,
Yeah.
he's having so much money with him. These days, the tour operators don't feel comfortable because the tour guide can lose the money, you know, like he can lose some of the money or can even lose the entire money, and the moment the person loses the money, maybe somebody steals it from his hotel room, the tour is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So now they
You
give
don't
you
have to
their
do
cards.
that. Yeah.
They give you their ATM cards
Yeah.
where they've loaded all the money.
don't
in
have
there.
to do that.
You go to the sites.
Yeah.
They don't have a POS
No,
machine.
we don't have to do
They
that.
don't do Momo.
You don't have to.
They
That's
don't-
why we're
so
setting
that
them
is
up.
that's
So
why
we're
I'm saying
setting them
that-
up. We're setting them up so you can actually buy the tour for Asim Manso. The money goes straight into the account of Asim Manso. All right, and you go there.
Yeah.
You go there, and it's a group tour. So how many people? 5 people. It's already registered on
Yeah.
the dashboard.
Yeah.
So you can see and you can
Yeah.
enter. Woolly Waterfall. You go there. 10 people registered. The money goes straight to the Woolly Waterfall,
Yeah.
whoever is managing it.
Yeah.
You come back with your PDF, which is the receipt.
The receipt.
How many people? So you check the dashboard.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's
you go
there.
there. No, there's nothing like, you're holding
Yeah,
physical
I mean,
cash.
I think it should happen because years ago, I remember if you want to visit the Akosombo Dam, they have an office in Accra. You make the payment,
Yeah.
then you just get to the site,
And
you
then
show them the payment receipt. There's somebody that escorts you, the tour
That's
guide.
right, yeah.
You just do your tour.
That's it.
Because a lot of the sites is problematic. The whole cash, everything.
Yeah,
you know.
we need to advance. Currently, as I speak,
Yeah.
I'm going to start selling Kwame Nkrumah's ticket on the GTM. So you buy your Kwame Nkrumah ticket, whether you are in Germany or whatever, you can buy before you come.
So you get there and then you just
The
show
money
it.
is already in
their
Kwame
account.
Nkrumah's account. Then they can check the track number and then they can see it in the dashboard.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell Uncle Ibo White's ticket on the dashboard, on the GTM. I'm going to sell Latif's, Mumin's ticket on the dashboard. I'm going to promote heavily. Look, I was speaking to City, whatever, we've been to this is Ghana.
Yeah.
And I was telling them that I'm just going to start marketing Heritage Caravan. And then they said, we should come and talk. I said, yes, I'm going to make sure that I can get 3 extra buses.
For them.
Look, the possibilities on Ghana Tourism Marketplace, all right? Z Media can organize media tour, all right? Can do so much. All that I need is get your business certification so that we know that. Get your Ghana card, obviously. Get your GTA licenses and belong to any of the trade association members. Once you have your credential set, you don't need any assets. You are good to go.
Well, it's been a wonderful afternoon. I have been talking to Professor Kobby Mensah, CEO of Ghana Tourism Development Company. It's just been an amazing afternoon going to all these conversations. Truth is that I actually do have lots and lots and lots of questions to ask, a lot of things within the tourism space that we would have to discuss. But I promise you guys, Professor is my father, is my friend, and all of that. We'll try as much as possible to
Pump Up.
Yes, Pump Up. I'm part of the Pump Up team.
Absolutely.
So we'll try as much as possible to get Prof back on the show again for us to have the conversation. So, Prof, any last words before we wrap up?
I think the future is bright. The president has given a mandate to ensure Black Star experience, to ensure 24-hour economy works. We have already introduced Accra by night is a 24-hour, economy model.
Yeah.
And we're going to beg. Look out for Ghana Tourism Development Company, working with Ghana Tourism Authority, working with our minister. Look, Jifa has been pumping us up, I feel so excited, working in the industry.
Yeah.
The guys are great.
Yeah.
All the agency heads,
Yeah.
amazing guys.
Right.
The minister, fantastic. My colleagues. Look, we would do something great.
Right.
But we need everybody's support, especially the trade associations. I always say to them that, look, my job is to make sure that they make more money. And Ghana becomes the #1 destination. And that's my job. I'm not competing with anybody. GTDC is not competing with anybody. Our job is to hold hands so that we can work together. Tuga, Gatov, GHA, Ghana Hotels Association, car rental, traditional caterers, whoever is in the space, GTDC is the biggest marketing unit for you to market you so that you can make more money.
Thank you very much, Plug. Just thank you very much, Prof. Just plug in and you know that you're safe and you're going to get a lot more.
You're tuned in to Zed 101.9 FM, your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.